All right. Welcome, everybody, and happy Saturday to you. And if you're on the other side of the planet, all right, that's working. Happy Sunday to you. As you guys know, I just have to get things set up, and then I'll bring in our first guest. And what's great is we already have 3 guests waiting, so that's awesome. All right, so just hang with me. Well, I've got to set a couple things up, as I always do at the beginning of the podcast. Today is the 12th. And let me put this as this is a live stream. Good. And I'll hit save. And I will put a new Discord link today, so in case you want to join Discord. And if you didn't know, Discord is a place where you can go and hang out with other like-minded people, and you can chat with them, video chat, you can leave memes, type text, and all that stuff. All right, so there's the Discord link. And I have to turn this on. And there we go. All right, so hopefully we're good to go. Wow, we got another person. That is amazing. Your channel. I do have my ears in. And good, we've got 42 people there. Let me mute this so I don't echo myself. Let's see. Scully, Susan, White Dove, Christopher, Jacelyn. Sorry about that. Jay, Nora, Brandon, Isabel, Scully, Jay, Hummingbird, everybody. And let's get Hummingbird in first, because Hummingbird was here first. And we'll start with Hummingbird. And go from there. No audio. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know. Test, test, test. I saw it on my meter that it was working, and I thought I heard myself here. Let me just turn back on my volume, and then I'll be able to tell. No, can you guys hear me? Yeah, I hear myself, and you guys are saying yes. All right, greetings to everybody. And Hummingbird, where are you? Are you with us? You are not here. Hummingbird, what I'm going to do is this. I'm not kicking you out. Wait. Says joining. I guess I can. I was going to put her back into the waiting room, but I'm not having access for that. Let's see what I can do about that. Let's try that again. It says joining. That is strange. It's like she's stuck. That is really weird. All right, so we've had 2 podcasts that have done really well lately. What did you guys think about last night's when she showed you her video and pictures of UFOs, orbs, and energy being? I thought that was cool. And as I have said before, and I'm trying to do better now, but there's really no rhyme. I lost everybody. That was really weird. If you were trying to get in, try to get back in. I had 3 people here. Now they're all gone. As I've said before, I just approach these guests and It's not easy getting guests, by the way, or not as easy as you may think. Anyways, I approach the guests and I say usually, here are the dates that I have available, and I just list whatever's available. And usually I'm pretty much booked up for at least 2 weeks. But here are the dates, choose one. And sometimes there's 2 or 3 UFOs, excuse me, in a row. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 NDEs in a row. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 Christian NDEs in a row, and then 2 or 3 non-Christian NDEs in a row. And so there is really, I'm not designing it in any order is what I'm trying to say. But I'm going to try to be a little bit more balanced, and like when I offer dates, if I know the person's going to be like an NDE or an angel or a UFO or whatever, that I'll try to like balance it out if I can. But again, I have to also, see when the guest has time, and I don't want to lose a guest just because 2 UFOs are back to back. And I think you guys would agree with that, because I like to give you new content every day. And so I line them up as best as I can. And the online sanctuary, I enjoyed being on your show. Who are you, the online sanctuary? And you guys love Lily. Cool, yeah. She was great. All right, Andrea's here. And I still got my crazy cough, so please bear with me on that. I'm better. I was sick for about the last 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know if you guys have noticed. 2 weeks ago was pretty bad. I was just kind of barely dragging on, but still, producing content. And over the last, I feel like I'm pretty much back. I just kind of got this cough that comes and goes. Looks like we got her. Andrea. We had her. She's back. She's gone. Thank you, Hilda. Anastasia. Okay, yes, I remember you, Anastasia. I just didn't remember you as the online sanctuary. Anastasia's been a guest there. Maybe you should come in and say hi. Just pop in and say hi and tell us what you're up to. Andrea, can you hear me? Because I got you on audio. We're halfway there. Steve Baker. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. We just want to see you. Yes, I agree with you, Lily. I have an amazing audience. I'm very lucky. Are you with us? Andrea? I see you now. Do you hear me? Hello? Andrea? Do you hear me? Okay, it says that it looks like it's on. We heard you earlier. Andrea? Oh, now it says she's muted. You muted yourself. Oh, now you're unmuted. Can you hear me? Can't hear you. You can hear me, but I'm interested if I can find this here. Where's my cards? I can't hear you, unfortunately. Here we go. I'll do this for you. Penny, I don't know if Penny is there today, but Penny sent me these. And it says, we can see you, but can't hear you. Isn't that cool? It's the first time I think I've used these during a live stream. So, that's what's going on, Andrea. And while you're doing that, I'm trying to just check one more thing here. Or get one more thing to help me keep an eye on what's going on. So I can see everybody. There we go. And there, like that. Oh, shoot. Darn it. Okay, perfect. So yes, Andrea, I cannot hear you. I don't know what's going on with your system. But for some reason, I can't hear you. And Patrick, thank you so much for the super tip. Super thanks. I really appreciate it. And it says here chat. I'm not sure why I have no audio. My best guess is I have poor Wi-Fi at my location. That is from Andrea. Yeah, I'm not sure either. We had you. I heard you speaking at one time. But I don't know what happened to you. Anyways, we have 100 people there, so maybe we can get a couple other people while Andrea's sorting it out. And let's see. So I did another UFO video yesterday. And this is kind of, I think you're going to find it interesting because we're talking about who controls the planet, crop circles, what happens after you die, different alien races. This is a woman from Australia who's written about 5 books. So, I hope you like that one. And that will be out, as I said, tomorrow. Pretty soon I'm going to be making another one of my compilations where I take everybody's final thoughts or their last positive message and mix it into one long video. I think we're probably due to make another one. I haven't made one in a while, and I probably have about 40 or 50 videos worth to make another one. I hope usually you guys like that. Yes, Christopher has mentioned there the Discord link is in the description. Also, if you want to join and not really sure how to, all you need is Zoom. And with your Zoom, you can just say like join another room, I think is what it is. And I have in the description my Zoom ID and Zoom password. And that never changes. Zoom is giving me that and I've used it forever. So you can even write that down and you'll have it. Oh, Penny said that they read backwards. That's weird that this came out backwards. We can see you, but we can't hear you. See, she's saying that it came out backwards. Oh, you're right. I never really noticed that. I wonder if there's something I can do. There's probably something I can do in the I either got to be like Da Vinci and make these backwards and have them made backwards, or I can see, here's another one. And by the way, you guys see Penny there. Not only did she make me these nifty little cards, she is a graphic artist and she makes greeting cards like Valentine's cards and everything else. So you still have a couple days if you want to go to her Etsy store and check out one of her some of her greeting cards. And I don't know what it is. I would put it there, but maybe if Penny, you can, if you want to tell us what it is. I think it's called 10 Vites. It's like, or 10 something. Thank you, Steve Baker. All right, Andrea. I'm not sure what to do. I may need to connect till I get a better Wi-Fi connection. Either that or you can turn off your video. We've seen you, so we know who you are. If you want to try turning off your video and just going on audio only. Maybe this is going to work. Interesting. I don't think she heard me yet because there's a delay. Ask to unmute. Uh-oh. Hello? She said try putting on mirroring. Let's see if that's there. Video settings. Oh, mirror my video is there. Let's see this now and see if this works better. Oh, that does work. All right, there you go. We don't need you to send us new ones, Penny. Now we got this working, see? We can see you, but we can't hear you. Good deal. All right, so how many people? 134 people. There should be 1.34 people here in my chat. That's low number at 1%. You love the realness. Can she call in? I do not have that set up. Maybe you might want to try that, Andrea, is just leave and come back and just go audio only. It's weird though for me because this is my right hand, but when I look at myself, it's my left hand. Okay, we'll try calling back. All right, great. So we're waiting on that. All right, so do you have questions for me? Because people email me with questions all the time or send me stuff all the time. And you don't have to do that. You're here with me now. If you'd like to ask questions. I don't know how many answers I will have. It's been, and one thing is interesting is after doing this podcast, you guys would probably not realize, and I never expected so many people to write to me and all the positive feedback I get back and how these NDE videos help so many people, as well as it's a little interesting for me because really I haven't had an NDE, so I'm going to put you in the waiting room and let's see if we can get Colleen in here. I haven't had an NDE, so I don't have the answers, but I think sometimes people think that I have the answers because I have the podcast. That makes sense. Colleen, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, great. I hear you. I asked you to turn on your camera.
Okay. Wait, hold on.
All right. Do I feel enlightened with my interviews? No, I wouldn't consider myself enlightened at all. I do feel like I've learned a lot. We lost her. I've learned a lot more than you guys can realize. I mean, when you talk to people for an hour every day, you can imagine, the stuff that you learn. Did we take the doggy to the salon? Yes, we did. Where is Mika? I don't know how you guys saw Mika. Or maybe you saw me talking about it. We took Mika the other day and her hair was pretty tangled, so they had to really cut her shorter than we wanted to get all the tangles out. So this is her now, and she has her dress on. She has her dress on for Valentine's Day. Wait, the camera, I'm not used to this camera. Let me see. So here she is with her dress. Let me see if I can, I'm trying to find a good way to hold her so you can see her well. But I don't know if you guys remember how she was the last time I showed you, how fluffy she was. And now most of her hair she shaved down. Would you do a CE5? Yes, I would like to. So here's Mika now. She's just, it's too bright. Her white hair just it overexposes her. And now she's here. But she's so soft. It's nice now. So yes, I would like to do a CE5. There's a CE5 group here in San Antonio that I post my videos on. They're very kind to let me post my videos. And I think they did one event, but I haven't gone out. I don't think they do them very often. Jade, are you here?
Hi.
Hey, Jade, how's it going?
Well, thank you.
You've been on before, right?
Um, on the chat, not like speaking with you.
You have? Oh, really? You look familiar.
Maybe I have a twin out there. I get that a lot.
Maybe you do. Maybe you. Uh-oh. We're gonna say now. We don't want to go too far and say you have a twin soul, unless you think so.
I'm not sure, but I get that often.
Oh yeah. Where are you? Where are you zooming from today?
New York.
Oh, the city or the state?
The state.
Upstate? Like what city?
NYC actually. Sorry, I got confused with your question.
Oh, from the city. All right, great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What are you in, like Brooklyn or Queens or Manhattan or?
I don't want to get too specifics because
Okay, we don't want to
yeah.
get too. As a matter of fact, on my personal Facebook page, which probably a lot of people here are friends with me on Facebook. I don't care. I mean, I don't reject people if you want to friend me. But you have to know my real last name because Mara is my wife. But anyways, on my Facebook page, I posted an old picture with me and a friend on top of one of the Twin Towers back from like '94.
Oh wow.
He's a chiropractor in Queens. Ozone Park, Queens, if you know Ozone Park.
I've gone, but I don't know the area too well.
Okay, yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
So,
but I thought Mara was your last name for some
Mara is not my
reason.
last name. You were one of the.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So you guys are the lucky people that know the real. Mara is my wife.
Oh, okay, cool.
And if you look on the Zoom link, it says Jeffrey Blank invited you to join Zoom. That's my real last name.
Oh, I did see that.
There you
It was
that.
quick. It was really quick. Yeah.
Anyways, probably somebody in the chat will post my last name. But anyways, let's talk about you. What is going on with you?
A couple of things. So, by the way, thank you for having me. I love your podcast.
Thank you.
I'm recently new to your podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I've been here like a few months.
Great.
I'm watching you, and I actually was intrigued when I saw on the chat that you have these sessions on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, hey, let me join. Maybe they'll be interested. So
yeah.
First of all, I'm moving out,
mm-hmm.
but my last apartment I'm moving from is haunted.
Wow.
And
did somebody die in that apartment?
Well, the person who picked out the apartment for me was actually my sister. And then come to find out, she told me months later that an elderly couple had died there. And I didn't think any of it. But then once I had a family member stay over in the living room, and he told me that he saw something overnight, like a white ghost. It was an older lady.
Mm-hmm.
And then months after that, I didn't think of it, but he was really truthful about it. So, I didn't think anything of it. But then one night, I got home really late, like let's say around midnight or maybe 1 o'clock. I got home, and behind my door, I had like a vision board with all these like pictures collaged together. And really at the bottom of it, I saw like a picture of an older Victorian lady. But it was creepy because it had no eyes. It had like hollow, like white eyes.
This is an old black and white picture, like from the 1800s or something?
Kind of, yeah, kind of like that, or kind of like a mix of like, I don't know if you've ever seen when you go to a funeral and they give you like the little picture and the little card of the person that passed away.
Okay.
So that's what I saw, and I got freaked out because I'm thinking maybe this was it. it was the older lady that my family member had described to me. So I kind of freaked out and I said, I don't want this here. So I cut the picture out from the bottom of my vision board and I just threw it out. I was so panicked, like freaked out. Then come to find out I had another family member come over. And actually this was a child who saw the same thing and told me, hey, I saw this. And then I kind of believed it. And then I noticed like every time I would go to the bathroom, I would get chills, like, you know, creepy chills. Like I would shake like this. Like it was so cold that my body would chill up. So sorry if you can't hear me too. I'm like a little.
I hear you perfectly. I'm just listening.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
So is that why you're moving out? You can't handle the ghost anymore?
Actually, that's not the reason, but now I have a little baby. And my baby, thank you. My little one got freaked out. Well, freaked me out actually. So he's 2 years old actually. And last time I was putting on his coat and we were heading out. And he was like looking behind me. And I was looking for the keys. And he was actually waving to something goodbye. He was like, bye, goodbye.
Wow.
And I looked back and it was just 2 of us, no one else in the apartment. So
yeah,
that kind of spooked me.
Well, maybe it sounds like she's friendly to your son, if it's a she.
Right? I hope so. And the other thing I wanted to mention is, so we try to actually get it out of the apartment because my mom is kind of psychic. She doesn't like to like engage in her skills, but she is really psychic. And so we try to do a sage and a cleanse, and she said she felt like fingers, like somebody pressing fingers on her or on her body. So I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say sage, so you did it. What I thought would be good. Wow,
we tried it. Yeah.
But you never saw her yourself, right?
Well, one day I was thinking that I got scared because you do get a feeling of like something watching you. Mm-hmm. And the apartment was always cold, like freakily cold. Like it's an apartment and you feel like they should give heat, but right there, most of the time you don't feel the heat. And I thought maybe it was the heaters, but the whole apartment would feel cold to the point that we would wear socks indoors or like heavy sweaters. And then mentally I made a note that one day I was like, no, I don't want to see you. Yeah, I don't want to see you. Like you okay to stay, but I don't want to see you. So I feel part of it, that's why maybe it showed itself maybe that way. I'm not sure.
Have you ever just considered saying something like, hey, you're dead, you need to go find a new body?
I'm actually too scared to eat the truth.
Maybe do you go to church? If so, maybe someone from your church could come over and do something, or you could have like a prayer meeting in you're moving out anyways, or you've already moved out. I was gonna say you could have like a prayer meeting or something in your apartment, and maybe that would somehow.
I've thought about it. I would like to do that. I would like to do that. Mm-hmm. And then the other interesting thing, I was seeing one of your other guests, and she was saying something about I think some dreams she had, or maybe out of body experience. Mm-hmm. And when I was younger, let's say I was like maybe 10 or around that age, I used to constantly dream that I was falling when I was like asleep. And then I would wake up like shaking, like I almost fell, like, or trying to prevent from falling. And I always like thought maybe that was a past life dream that I had. But then when I heard your guest, I thought maybe I was having an out of body experience. What do you think?
It's hard for me to say because I haven't had one myself, so it's hard for
Mhm.
me to comment on, that. That's even what I was speaking to the audience earlier, is that I may be seen as an authority, but I haven't had an NDE or an outer body experience myself, so it's
Yeah.
hard for me to comment, but it sounds possible.
Yeah, because it was weird. Like I would always like that's all like I remember from the dreams. And this will happen about, I don't know, maybe for more than a month.
Mm-hmm.
I would dream the same dream that I was like falling, like almost falling, like Alice in Wonderland kind of fall.
Mm-hmm.
And I will wake up shaking, like trying to
Mm-hmm.
wake myself up, or either feeling like I just fell into some kind of hole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember speaking about that with I don't know if it was a guest on a Saturday night or one of my regular hour guests, but she was also saying that when I think it was last Saturday night, she just said when you get
Mhm.
out of your body and you have like a weird maybe feeling of falling or floating or either one, that you're kind of starting to get out or you are out.
That's what I thought too when I heard her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I have a third one I was meditating, and this
Mm-hmm.
was a few years back. Um, and sorry, I'm just changing stories. Just I don't want to forget, and I
Okay.
know there's a time constraint, so you
Yeah.
let me know.
All right. This will
Um,
be your last one.
yeah. Okay, great. Okay, so as I was meditating, and this was a few years back, like around the springtime. And why I'm being specific is because I think the time that it happened, it was significant. So when I got out of the meditation, it was a deep meditation that I saw like a white kind of, not white, but like a yellowish orb.
Mm-hmm.
And, it kind of looked like the flame color, like yellowish. And I don't know, like if it was an angel or something visiting me, but the room temperature even changed, like to kind of coldish, like chill cold.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I can add.
So you just stopped meditating, and right when you came out, you saw the orb in your room.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
you were still, maybe your energy had changed and you could see it and feel the cold.
It could very well be. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Cool. All right.
Well,
Well,
uh,
thank you so much for sharing with us today, Jade, and finally coming on and watching us for so long. And I hope you come back and visit again.
thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
again.
Take care and good luck moving.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So, let's get the next person in. And I don't know who is next. So I'm just going to say Melinda, but if I'm wrong, please forgive me. And I'm going to turn off this mirroring because the mirroring I'm not used to that. I'll do it whenever I need to read a sign, but it's throwing me off. So let me get myself back to where I was. And we'll get Melinda in here. And we'll go from there. So I saw a yellow orb like the sun. Supernatural Experiences is saying that. Mystery Productions, orbs are the chakra system. Okay. Let's see. Are you here, Melinda?
I am. I wasn't actually planning on
You
doing
weren't.
an
You
interview. I
didn't.
just
You
wanted
didn't
to
want to
listen.
see us, or you didn't
I
want
just
us to
wanted
see you.
I just wanted to listen in.
Mm.
I apologize.
There's no apologizing. You're here. What would you like to talk about?
I don't really have any paranormal
Oh,
experiences.
you were just kind of came into. Oh, well, you can watch from YouTube.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
apologize.
no, you don't have to apologize. But if you just go to YouTube and if you go to, excuse me, if you go to my channel, just go to the JeffMara podcast channel. It should be something that says live, and then if you click on live, you can just watch it live from there. But if you
Okay,
decide you want to come back, this is how you can join me live.
I understand now. I
Hey,
apologize.
no problem.
Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. All right, so let's get Zachariah in. see what Zach is up to. And we're up to 200 people. Great. That is great. And it's only 7:30. I think we may have a big night tonight. I think the most we've had in one night is around 400. So that's pretty cool. And I'd love to see it to get up to like 1,000 people. If you ever watch like the video game streamers, the guys that play games and do this streaming, sometimes they have like 20 or 30,000 people watching. I mean, that's amazing. Like 30,000 people watching. And if you look at the chat, it's just rolling by, spinning by. I don't even know if you type something, it'll go scroll all the way up to the top in like 10 seconds probably with that many people. It's amazing. And that's what I hope to get to at some point, that many people.
Hello there.
Zachariah, hello.
Hi. Oh, I've got the royal family, I think.
Oh, you brought the royal family with you. Okay, they can stay here.
What a VIP experience for everybody.
We don't mind. Now, you have been on before, have you, Zachariah? You look familiar.
Well, that's because you're right.
You have a Tourette syndrome or a tic or something. Is that correct?
Yes, well...
See, I knew I remember you.
Yeah, you've got an extraordinary memory.
Thank you.
So, well, I have this thing that I've got lots of strange things going on with me that are rather supernatural. Mm-hmm. But
you're from Australia. Real quick, you are from Australia, right?
Yes. Well, right. Perhaps we ought to do a test. How much is it that you can remember about me in total?
That's about it.
Well, it's really not bad.
Not bad, yeah. So he is from Australia, and he is. Tell us about your supernatural things that are happening.
Yeah. So, one of them is I discovered about a year ago that I can say certain things to myself, and sometimes I have this feeling of expansion within me, which feels sort of divine, and then other times I have this funny like tick, sort of jerk that happens to me, and I found it out just by testing certain things, and there's like a psychic element to it, but that's rather mysterious, and there's like a metaphoric element to that. But
let me stop here for 1 second. Did something happen in your life before all this started? Some type of supernatural event that made this all start happening to you? Did you have an NDE as a baby or something?
I really don't think so. But what started it all off was listening to reality. I sort of started listening to reality, and then I started to get all different kinds of psychosomatic illness, so like chest pain and tightness and headaches, and I got cystitis, and I've had like numbness sensations. And then I tried to cure them, and I realized, these aren't physical illnesses, these are to do with my consciousness. And so then I started going deeper into meditation, and then I sort of found, I can have out-of-body experiences, strange out-of-body experiences. And a matter of fact, I had one really last night, about an hour ago, which I'll talk about. But I'll just quickly say about the jerking thing, the tick thing. That is that, if I say to myself, the universe is friendly, then what happens? This expansion feeling happens with me. And if I say the universe is unfriendly, like a bit of a tick happens. And I'll just show now, because it's probably quite interesting for the audience to see. First one I'll do is the universe is friendly. That looks like this. And all I feel there is a very mild sort of expansion happening. And it just feels like a relaxation is coming over me. And now I'll do the thought the universe is unfriendly. And this really looks like I'm doing it on purpose, but it's absolutely involuntary what happens to me. And it's every single time so far that it's been like it. So did you see that funny tick?
Of course. You know, I couldn't help smiling earlier because I was thinking about, what if you said the royal family is friendly or not friendly? What would happen since you've got them behind you?
I know, I daren't do that on camera and have me killed, couldn't they? Because they're awfully powerful. They have 800 billion pounds.
So you have the tick still with you. Interesting.
Yeah, and all sorts of things I found out using that. I thought, well, why don't I try to find the lottery numbers?
Yeah. That would
and I, one by one, will the winning ones be number 1? No. 2? No. And then, oh, okay. And then every time I did the jerk, I thought, okay, but that's not what the lottery number is going to be. And then when an expansion came, I thought, oh, I'll write that down. But then I ended up having like 20 numbers.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, well, there's only 6 winning numbers, so I don't know what that's about. And then, you know, the numbers that did win were double numbers, and a lot of double numbers came up for me. So it was like 33, 22, and, you know, 11, something along that. And I had, you know, 33, 44, and, you know, it was a lot of, it was double and double, and there was lots of teen ones, and I'd had like nearly by 5 or 6 teen ones, you know, and this expansion feeling. So I thought, oh, that's rather mysterious, but, you know, I didn't win the lottery.
I want to ask you where you got your shirt, because I really like it. Is it like a Hawaiian? It's like a Hawaiian shirt, but it almost looks like, from my distance, it looks like Hindu figures on there. Or is it like...
Well, actually, you know, I absolutely love art, and I don't know much about it, but I really like it very much.
Oh,
and
it's a cool shirt.
Well, actually, I don't know if you can see the pattern, but it's that Mexican Frida Kahlo woman.
Oh, wow.
With the
yeah, I would have never made that out from my distance, but yeah, now I see that.
But that's who it is, and I thought, oh, that's great, because I do teaching, you know, and so I thought, oh, that would be great if I go into the classroom and I've got lots of bright colours, so my student, here I am, and then also I've got a bit of an art bent going on. Pretty interesting. Yeah, but you know, story. Can I please say what happened about an hour ago to me?
Yes, please. I got 5 more minutes with you. So can you say it in 5 minutes?
I can. That's absolutely plenty.
Perfect.
So this is about an hour ago that this happened to me, and so I have had lots of lucid dreams, and I go to fantastical dreamlike worlds. But it's astonishing. They are just as detailed as reality, but they're extraordinary. Like I've seen palaces which are just so intricate, and extraordinary modern architecture as well. That's just incredible. You think, wow, how did that get built? And what has happened to me is that I have really made a deep, conscious, mental note. Okay, if I ever find myself flying, you know, I must realize, okay, this isn't possible in the Earth realm. Or if I ever find myself going at great speeds, okay, this isn't possible in the Earth realm. And so when that happens to me, I've been able to do it 2 or 3 times now. In fact, it's been 3 times exactly. Where I've been able to say, so, you know, you're flying right now, Zachariah, you're going at great speed, Zachariah, you must be in a dream. And then I think, wow, this is amazing, because I really look around in this dreamlike world. And I just think this is astonishing. It's completely real. And this is the third time it happened. And so I really had prepared myself, right? If it ever happens again, you've got to test some things out. And the first thing I wanted to test out was, well, let's touch something. Because, you know, if you're dreaming, then you shouldn't be able to feel it. And so I went down to the floor and I touched the carpet. And it was amazing. It felt exactly like carpet. And I just thought, well, you know, I'm definitely dreaming. But this is astonishing because this carpet feels exactly like a carpet. This is absolutely amazing. And I thought, right, now I'll do the second thing I wanted to test out. I'll go and feel water. I just wanted to know, does water actually feel like water does in the earth realm? So I went up to a bathroom, and it's a dreamlike world. So it's really weird. And the tap didn't work like a normal tap would. It had this like strange contraption. Everything's really fantastical and dreamlike in these worlds I go to, either in a sinister way or in an amazing, extraordinary fairy tale like way. But I always know I'm safe. And so I put the water on this strange tap, and I put my hands underneath it, and it felt exactly like water. And I just thought, and I was completely conscious, and I thought, how can it be that I can touch everything? And I was like knocking the sink, and I was feeling the water, thinking like, this is not real. And I thought, well, okay, here's the ultimate test. Let's wake myself up. And I've done this before. And I went, okay, 1, 2, 3, and I woke myself up, and in another sort of jerk, a tick thing happened to me. And I mean, isn't that incredible?
So you went out of your body while you were sleeping, or on the way of falling asleep?
I really don't know. Actually, all of these out-of-body experiences, if I can call them that, happen to me sort of, I wake up, and then I'm sort of in and out of the dreamlike state, you know? So it's not as if I have some people have out-of-body experiences where they're lying in bed and they sort of see themselves, and I'd love to see that. Yeah. I don't have to go to like this dreamlike realm. But what's extraordinary is that, you know, just like I can do this on a cup, I can do that in the dreamlike world. And, you know, it's got a physicality to it, which is amazing.
Right. Well, some people,
it's testable.
I think some people who lucid dream, or people who are into that, talk about when you're in your dream state or lucid dream, look at your hands. Because if you can look at your hands and see things, then you know you're consciously awake. I don't know if I've ever had an OBE, so I can't really comment. But I don't know.
As well, when I woke up, my psychosomatic disorder, which is most recently my numbness, is completely gone. Gone. So it was almost being in this state of dreamlike lucidness has an extremely positive effect on my mental health. And it's almost as if the dreams are metaphors telling me information about how I should live better, you know, become more kind and all sorts of things like this.
I don't know how often you're watching, but darn it. I've had a couple of different dream experts on recently, and one of them said you're just kind of playing out your day's events. Your mind is sorting it out, but it's hard for me to really say. And Zachariah, I'm going to have to run. I've got 4 people waiting on me, but it was nice to see you again, and thanks for popping in and saying hi.
Thank you for having me, and I'm really glad you like my shirt.
Yes, it's cool. All right, bud. I'll hope to see you again sometime.
Bye.
Cheers. All right. Don't report. My glasses are dirty or something, so my wife is cleaning that for me. It's weird seeing myself without glasses. Here's the thing about me. I never wore glasses until I was about 45, and I'm well past 45, but until about 45ish, I've always had regular vision. I just got the old age vision where you only can see distance. You can't see up close anymore. So as I'm getting older and older, I need glasses, but that's life, right? Body starts wearing out. Here's something that I learned you might find interesting while we're waiting for Andrea to get in, is that what happens in old age, what I've learned is your lens is like a magnifying glass, right? But it can move, and that's how you can focus at different lengths, little and far away. It changes shape. And when you get old, the lens dries out and it stays in the shape of you seeing distance. So that's where I'm at. Excuse me. Getting old, guys. Getting older. All right. Andrea, hopefully you can make it. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you guys finally hear me?
We hear you. All right. Maybe we should just go without camera because I don't know if you're going to be able to get both.
I don't think so either.
And I can't see you right now. My
still
vision's
kind of out in the boonies,
right.
technically.
Where are you? Where is the boonies?
I'm in the upstate of South Carolina, where a lot of people are moving to now.
They're all, yeah, like Texas. Are you in Raleigh
Yep,
area?
very similar. No Raleigh areas that I've heard of.
No, I mean, is Raleigh South or North Carolina?
Oh, Raleigh's North Carolina.
Okay.
Yes, I would say here I'm south of Greenville in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Okay, Spartanburg. All right.
So where everybody is, again, we have so many people moving in, it's just flushing down to where I'm at. So, but it's a beautiful, nice area.
Cool. All right. Well, what's going on with you, supernaturally or paranormally?
I feel like I want to share the experience that it's kind of weird. Pardon my cats around me right now.
Okay.
I was roughly about 18 years old. I had 3 other witnesses for this. My then boyfriend, now husband, my best friend, and one of his best friends. And we happened to go to one of the oldest locations in the state as far as building structures go. And his friend on the way the whole time, and like I roughly remember, I mean, this is early 2000s, the flip phone, I only had 60 minutes a month on my phone, so I would rarely ever use it. And we go to this area, and he was talking up, there's been all this kind of stuff going on, and I mean, just a whole bunch of different stories. And I was a big skeptic. I'm like, whatever, okay, let's go check it out. It's nice. It's a little cold, enough to where you hopefully at least had a flannel shirt on at the time. And the odd thing that I would say about it was when we were going to this location, we were actually experiencing drought then. So we were able to, I'm just going to say it, it's a bridge location. And if you want to dig and do more deeper research, I'm sure you can figure out which bridge I'm talking about. But we were able to actually walk under there. And it was more like barely any water, anything. And I feel like the next thing I remember after I was kind of exploring around, walking underneath, and then going back on top of this, I'm just going to say it, bridge, all of a sudden, and it's considered a state park now, we start looking out, and all I can tell you is my best first impression was, I was like, what kind of lightning bugs are those?
Okay.
I'm used to the very bright yellow looking lightning bugs, and here was like one of the most beautiful, if I could try to call it aqua, like green to blue, I mean, together. And then it started with just like a couple, and then all of a sudden it seemed like we were like surrounded with them.
So are you saying they're orbs?
That's my best guess. I've still been trying to explore that more. And every time I've tried to research it, I feel like the best thing that I've gotten so far is hearing about ball lightning.
Yeah.
But the way how it just surrounded the area, and I'm telling, that's all I could do in my head was like, what kind of fireflies are these, or what kind of lightning bugs are these?
Now, let me ask you this. Why are you seem a little hesitant on telling us where this bridge is. Why the secrecy about this bridge?
I guess I just don't want everybody to go flood and freak out about it, because some of the stuff I've already seen when I've tried to explore it, let's just say on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
this audience is worldwide. I'm not sure how many people are in your area. I don't think it would get flooded.
I don't think it would either, but there's been some weird vids I've seen about where they try to talk about it's haunted, it's got all this other, and nobody's been able to like show physical proof, right?
Mm.
So I just don't want to. I've only got my interpretation, and I've also got, again, 3 other witnesses where in the last couple of years, I've really remembered it just based off of starting to hear things being talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've even asked again, my best friend that was there, her and I, we've been friends for over 30 years, and I'm almost 40.
And she got spooked
So
out.
I asked her about it. Well, she even told me too. She's like, I almost forgot about that. And it was one of the most surreal experiences. And that was the major thing I would have to say, talking to my husband. And then he asked his very good friend too about, hey, do you by chance, because I did, I was prying him. I was like, please just ask him if he remembers it. And he kind of said the same thing. Oh, yeah, I do remember it, but I kind of forgot about it.
So when you saw all those orbs, did you feel anything? Did you feel cold? Was there any other
The temperature
sensation?
did change. I felt like
cold.
The temperature did change cooler, and you could kind of feel like where it would wrap. Like if I could tell you how you describe like somebody walking by you and you could feel how it gets cool. And when I probed my husband even more about this, I asked him, I was like, I feel like I remember you trying to catch one. I was like, did you catch it? And he was like, no, I couldn't catch it. You know, I mean, again, the way they moved, it was like fireflies or lightning bugs. That's how I grew up knowing them as.
Right.
And you can catch those pretty easy.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I know about that. Yeah. All right. Well, you got anything else to share, Andrea, before I got to run?
Oh, no. It's just ultimately, it was by far one of the most cool, surreal experiences. And then the last part I would at least like to leave with it was, again, this was the flip phone days. So if you're from early 2000s, you understand this. And like I said, I only had 60 minutes a month. All of our phone batteries, the 3 out of 4 of us that had phones, all of our batteries were almost dead.
Right. I could get that. I've had other guests, at least of one, if not more, tell me that their battery has drained around paranormal stuff like that.
And then when my husband's friend who drove us tried to start the car, it barely would start. And he's like, I just changed the battery this week. There's no way. And he worked on cars. So it was very weird.
Have you been back? And maybe you can go back and get some video footage for us.
I have been back, but I went back when it was daylight hours. And what's crazy to me, when I make that comparison, I talked about drought, there's no way I can walk under that bridge now. There is so much water now.
Oh,
I would get swept off.
Maybe a bunch of people drowned there a long time ago and it's ghosts or something, or could even be a civil war or revolutionary war, because you're over there.
Oh, I know that was a connector. Oh, absolutely. I know that was a connector for the whole entire state. So it was just and the one thing that does bug me, I would say, that I've looked at later, I can't say what time we really got there, and I can't say what time we really left. And I've tried asking them too, and they don't remember either. The other 3.
Yeah. Well, Andrea, thank you so much for sharing that. I need to run along. I've got 3 people waiting on me, and I hope you can come back next time and we can see you in the video as well.
Oh, absolutely. I just finally had the guts to talk about it.
Right. Well, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your
All
weekend.
right. Thank you. You guys take care too.
Bye-bye. All right. I think Hector was next. And if I'm wrong, please forgive me. but I think that was the next in line. So if we can get Hector in here. Asked to start video. What was something I was going to say? Oh, now I remember it. So my guest yesterday that I interviewed, and well, I guess we'll get to it here in a minute. Hector. All right, I remember Hector. He was on before. He told us about his NDE, and I converted it into a full video from our talk. He probably doesn't hear me yet. He's connecting, but we have him here, so maybe we'll get a follow-up to that. Anyways, Hector, welcome back. Nice to see you again.
Hey, how are you, man?
Great.
Good.
How are you? Have you got any follow-ups to your NDE?
Actually, follow-up. Yeah, it's a long story. I don't want to tie up your line.
I was just real quick. I was trying to let everybody know that Hector came, I don't know, a few months ago, and he just showed up like everybody else on a Saturday night and told us about his NDE, and I ended up taking it from this and creating a whole separate video of it. A lot of people contact you about your NDE?
Oh yeah, it was great, man. Some of it made me want to cry. I mean, people were inspired by it, and I had no clue, bro. It was amazing. It was just amazing, the response to that.
I don't know the number. I wish I could. I don't know if I could Google it real quick, but if you probably just search up JeffMara podcast and Hector Velez, if you do that search on YouTube, that should pull up Hector's NDE if you want to check it out on another time. All right, so what do you got for us today? You got anything else new happening to you paranormally or supernaturally?
First of all, I've been hearing a lot about orbs. If you guys go to my my NDE, I think you put it on 348, if I'm not mistaken.
Did you see yesterday's video with the woman that had the orb video?
Yeah. That was cool. Yeah, with the backyard, the whole sky thing, and the aliens and whatnot. Yeah. Well, yeah, that was cool. And a lot of people think about orbs as some kind of negative thing, and that kind of like hurts my feelings, because when I in my death experience, I saw myself when out of curiosity, I looked down and I saw myself as an orb. That's how I saw myself.
Wow.
A translucent orb. And that was part of the death experience that I explained. And I find orbs fascinating and wonderful, and and also perhaps maybe part of what everybody calls alien. For me, alien is, I think we're all perhaps, some type of form of alien or another, some higher in vibration than others, in dimensions and all that. But what I wanted to share was when I was a kid, maybe like 5 years old or 4 or 5 years old, around there, my brother, my sister, and I shared a room. And we're all sleeping. We must have been sleeping. I used to sleep on the same bed as my brother, and my sister slept in a separate bed across the room. And so all of a sudden, we're sleeping, and I hear my brother scream, this gut-wrenching scream. So my eyes opened. I was on my eyes open, and I saw this angel type of figure going across, like above us. And it kind of just like, it was up in the ceiling, so it kind of just looked down on us and me, and it went right through the wall over the window. Between the window and the ceiling, there was a space between the window frame and the ceiling, and so it just like kind of went right through there and out, and it was an experience that I'll never forget. And it's how I always thought of it like how people describe angels. You know, I don't know if it had wings or whatever, and it looked sort of like maybe female, but it just had like this body and just that you could hardly see, and it had definitely a face, and it just went right through.
It's
And
interesting that you and your brother both saw it, and your brother started screaming, right?
my brother saw it first. He woke me up with that scream. So the scream was like gut wrench. I never forget the scream, and it
Wow.
was like a real loud scream. I didn't know if my sister must have heard it too, um, and that's what woke me up, and I saw it. And he just, it was really amazing. I never forgot about it. And, it always it's clear. It's crystal clear in my mind.
What's interesting is how we have two different perceptions of it. It's like your brother was like a perception of terror, but you seem to be calm and peaceful.
Yeah, and I just went back to sleep. And you know what? We never discussed it.
Really? Why
Ever.
not? Wow, why not?
We never discussed it. We just never did. It was just like, to me, it was just like a regular, I don't know.
Do you think your brother still remembers it?
But my brother's no longer with us.
Oh, okay. My apologies.
Neither is my sister, for that fact. So, yeah.
Who do you think the angel
I
was?
have I don't know. It was young, very young.
Like, do you think it's
my mother and father slept in them. Good.
I was going to say, do you think it's possible it was like your guardian angel or like an angel, like an archangel?
I think it was just, I don't think it had anything to do with me. I didn't feel like it had anything to do with me or my brother or my sister. Ironically, my father died shortly after that. Maybe in that year, perhaps somewhere in that year, it was like 1965. My father died at that time, and my sister was born. My other sister. So I have the sister that was in the room with us, and then yet there was a sister that wasn't born yet.
Wow.
So, yeah. So this was like, to me, was like a young female type of angel, and we never discussed it. And also, the sister that I have today, who's still here with me today, she had an out-of-body experience, and she really, she really doesn't like to go into it. But I keep trying to get some information out of her. But she says that she had an out-of-body experience sometime, and she was afraid, and so she had to go back to the body or something like that. But I'll get it out of her, find out.
It sounds like your whole family has paranormal experiences. Do you think it's something with your family or the place you were living?
No, I don't think that the place you're living has anything to do with it. With me, anyway. I'm sure there are places where what they call haunted, which I don't see it as haunted. I think you should ask whatever is there. What is it that they want, or why are they here, or am I intruding, or, stuff like that. Because energy, spirits, to me, is energy, and energy could stay. energy could ever be broken, shaped, or whatever.
Right.
So, um, so a lot of this, I think, paranormal stuff is energy. Like, for instance, if I wanted to summon uh, um, a UFO or an alien being or whatever you want to call them, if I wanted to summon them myself, I can do it. And I know I can do it.
Wow.
But I don't. I don't, because I don't think I'm prepared for it, number one. You know, I don't want to see a little green man hanging around me next, anything like that.
Do you think you could summon an orb?
No, I don't think so. I think an orb is something that presents itself. It could be like a family, like what I feel sometimes, a lot of times, is a presence. It's just a presence. And I'm so used to it that I just go about it. Like sometimes I could feel a presence on my right side. And I'm watching television. I don't watch TV, but I'm watching YouTube or something like that. And I'll just ignore it. Like it's not there. But then it'll come back to me that this presence was there. I'll stand up to go somewhere or whatever. And then it'll come to me that the presence was there, and I'll look to where it was, my right or my left or whatever. But it's definitely some kind of energy. And I'm not afraid of it. And I don't think much about it. So I live in north central Florida, and it's not that far from Georgia. Okay. So we're about 30 miles from the Georgia border, and it's rural, So I look up and I always see today what I see is Orion. When I look up at the night sky, I see Orion, I see whatever, and I see that star Betelgeuse that's about to go supernova or whatever, and it's part of the Orion constellation. So I see that, and I see it blinking or whatever, and sometimes I'll look to another star that's not supposed to be blinking or whatever, and it is. So it's actually blinking. And then I don't know why. I could understand Betelgeuse, but the other ones over there, I can't understand why. And I look at it, I look it up and look at it sometimes. Sometimes I'm out there at night for an hour or 2 hours. And there's no explanation for it. But what? So I'm thinking to myself, I get up usually around 3:30 in the morning, and I go back out there. And I know in my heart that I could summon whatever I want, but I don't want to do it.
Right. All right, Hector, I'm sorry, bud, but I'm going to have to run to the next guest. I've got 2 more people in line after you, and try to kind of give everybody a chance. But thanks for coming in and sharing with us again, and I hope you come back again.
Yeah, I sure will, Jeff. Thank you, buddy.
All right, do you take care.
Take care, bud.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, that was Hector. I hope if you haven't seen his NDE, I hope you can go check it out. And Lisa Graves, thank you so much for the super tip. I really appreciate that. I am not sure who's next, if it's Carissa or Steven. I'll just kind of go from the one from the top and go Carissa. If she wasn't next, my apologies to you, Steven. If I'm out of line. But there was something I was going to tell you guys. Gosh, and I forgot. We got into the guest, and I never got to talk about it. Oh, I remember now while we're waiting for Carissa to join us. So about 4 or 5 of my guests have talked about going to the place of the Akashic records as being Greek-like or Roman-like. It's so funny. I never got to finish it. You may just have to wait and watch the video tomorrow because it's all about the guest tomorrow. Krissa, can you hear me? I don't think she has her audio on. Maybe now it will pop on. Let's see. Krissa, are you there? Maybe. Oh, she's connecting. I was going to hold up my sign, but she's connecting. Can you hear me, Krissa?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello,
Okay.
welcome. And where
Hi.
are you zooming from?
Arizona, Mesa, Arizona.
Mesa?
Mesa.
Mesa?
So
All
it's
right,
like
cool. That's
30
like
minutes
Phoenix,
from
right?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So what's been going on with you? Paranormal
So
or
I'm trying
supernatural?
I'm trying to get the guts to go on because I've had a lot of things happen to me. So
Mhm.
I kind of don't know where to start.
Well, you've got 10 minutes, so you can start with one long one. You can
Okay.
have a few short ones. You can, whatever you got, we're happy to hear them.
Okay. I'll kind of give you a background. So I started my spiritual awakening when let me see, I think it was September of 2020 when I broke up with my boyfriend.
Okay.
And I've been researching, I guess those happen either after like a breakup or somebody dies, like a major event.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I went through my dark night of the soul, which kind of happens after your spiritual awakening.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started getting into like angels, like researching angels and like meditating. And then I started noticing, because we have a ring camera in our house. And then I started noticing these like orb looking things. And I'm like, is this dust? I'm like, this can't be an orb, because I've never noticed them before. And so I started, like, week by week, I've been noticing more and more and more. And so I'm like, there has to be ghosts in our house. So that kind of started that whole thing. And then there's one major thing I just want to say. So I had a dream. I usually write them down because I have so many, but I kind of had like a prophetic dream. It was January 29th of this year. And it was mainly like the angels are trying to communicate with me, saying that they're going to start appearing in the sky. And they're saying it's going to happen more and more as we awaken, because I don't know, you're kind of giving me the message of we're now in the age of Aquarius, so more and more people are awakening to, you know, what's going on with the world and just everything going on. And they said they don't want to appear all at the same time because it's just going to freak everybody out. So we're going to start noticing it like little by little. We're going to, like, you know, with quote unquote aliens popping up and angels and our spirit guides. So I just thought that was a cool.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
Prophetic dream.
I think it's fascinating that you had a spiritual awakening after breaking up with a boyfriend, because so it sounds like you were going through a rough time that caused that a spiritual awakening, but ultimately it was a good thing because you became spiritually awakened. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, it was a good thing. And the funny thing is, I actually had a dream and I told him, I'm like, I kept having these dreams of us breaking up. And I thought that was like a prophetic dream. And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm like, I felt like it was my angels preparing me, like, this is going to happen. Prepare yourself. So I just thought that was weird.
So how have you spiritually transformed? In what ways?
I've gotten more into like tarot, angels, and after my awakening, I've noticed, well, with the help of therapy too, I've noticed becoming like healing my inner child, because I've had a rough childhood. So just doing that, I've seen myself change a lot for the better. So I'm kind of thankful it happened. I mean, back then I wasn't, because I didn't know what was going to happen for the future, but yeah, I feel like I transformed. Like, I feel like I became a better person, and I'm understanding. And then with the help of your show too, like more about NDEs, what the other side will bring us. And yeah, it's been a journey.
Well, have you seen it since you live out in Arizona? There's so much stuff goes on out there. Have you seen any UFOs out there?
I thought I saw one in the sky. It was really weird. It was like a triangle shape. It wasn't a triangle. It was like, it looked like three little dots in a shape of a triangle. And then it was super quiet, and it wasn't loud like a regular plane, because we have a little small airport where we live, the Falcon Airport. I don't know. I thought it was a UFO, but I wasn't for sure. But maybe, because we've had the Phoenix lights out here. What was that in the 90s?
Yeah, that was a while back. But also, you know, especially I think a lot of people in Arizona see the triangular shaped craft, that Arizona, Nevada area, as well as they all say that they're silent.
Oh, okay.
So maybe
I don't know too much about it, but maybe.
Wow, that's cool. All right, Krista, will you have anything else to share with us before I got to run to the next person?
Can I suggest somebody that I found on TikTok? Maybe if the audience wants to.
Yeah, let me do it. You want suggest someone as a guest?
I mean, if she's willing to do it, because
never
I
know.
actually had a reading done with her.
All right, let me get to my notes here. Who would you like me to have as a guest?
Okay, so her name is so it's the THE Guidance.
The Guidance.
And then underscore. And then Channeler, CHANNELER on TikTok. And so, and her gift is really cool because she can not only channel her spirit guides, but other people's spirit guides. So I was able to meet one of mine. It was so funny. His name's Joe. I thought it was going to be this like long name, but so I was able to meet him, and he was telling me how I was brought here to, I guess, speak up for myself, and which I'm learning how to do. But also, I guess I'm a light language activator. So I'm trying to learn how to open that gift. So
cool.
I think other people would find interest in her too, because they can talk to their spirit guide. So literally, like, their spirit guide channels through her, and you can ask any question you want, like, why am I here? What's my purpose? And then she'll say whatever. And she doesn't just channel your spirit guide. She channels angels. She can channel Archangel Michael. So she's super awesome. So
cool.
I just thought I would share
You
that.
had like a personal session with her on Zoom or something?
Yes, via Zoom. And she's super cheap. I think she's about $60. So she's pretty affordable.
Oh, okay. I don't really know what they cost, so I don't know. I can't comment on whether that's cheap or not, but I'll take your word for it.
I know past life regressions are about like $200 to $300. So
oh wow, yeah.
I mean, I know they can get pricey.
Wow, yeah, it is pricey. All right, Krista, well, it was nice meeting you. Thanks for so much for coming and hanging out with us, and I hope I see you again sometime.
Thank you. Bye.
Right, bye-bye. Take care. And let's get our most dedicated friend here, Stephen Cake. And we have 276 people, so we should have 2.7 people here with me. So if you are thinking about joining, there is space for you to join. It's 8:23. I finish in about 40 minutes. So if you're thinking about it, as you can see, more and more people are coming, and it's not you don't have to be nervous. It's pretty relaxed. Stephen, are you there? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello, my fellow freedom-loving Canadians. The trucking protest will continue until we get our freedoms back or the Canucks win the Stanley Cup.
So what is your analysis of last night's guest, Lily Nova? I saw you left some kind of comment.
So, yeah, my friend will say hi too. So.
And Monique.
Last night. So the way I see all that stuff is that it's spiritual in nature, and they're connecting psychic. They're tapping into your consciousness. So if it was physical, it just seems odd to me that they could travel millions of light years, whoever knows how far, and then they can just speak English and they don't land on the White House lawn. You know, they always hide. It's always hiding, and it's always.
Well, maybe it's.
I mean, I've seen a UFO. I don't know what it was. If it was.
You've never told us about your UFO. You never. Tell us about it. You've never told us your UFO sighting.
I think I did once. It's the triangle UFO. It's the three bright lights on each side, and then one blinking red dot. It's
Maybe.
silent.
Well, did you notice hers yesterday? I was asking her, and it was 3 lights around the edges of the ship, and then one of the lights made a beam of light. Did you see that?
Yeah. Unsolved Mysteries did something back in the 90s about they said it was a Belgian wave where police were chasing it and everything. So that's roughly what I saw.
Interesting.
Everybody wants me to become the president. Okay, folks, I'm gonna be the best. You're gonna be wishing for a potato. You're gonna say, we want the potato. No.
You know,
you're gonna get the best.
You know, President Trump, I saw on the news today that you said that if you were the president right now, this whole thing in Russia would be all over with. You would have handled that. Is that true? Because you and President...
Well, I would send the best. It's a complicated business, folks. Complicated, very complicated.
Because you are good friends with Vladimir Putin and you guys respect each other.
I'm the best friends with him, aren't I, folks? I know I'd make the best deals.
Are you working?
I had a dream that a rocket hit the water and it caused a massive shockwave. So I'm wondering if that might be prophetic in some way.
With this thing with Russia and Ukraine?
I don't know. Could be. I've had dreams where they're about the future before.
And they came true?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, they kind of like just, it's not exact or anything like that, but. So here's a synchronicity. You just had Hector on, he mentioned Beetlejuice.
Okay.
And at the end of the movie, they play a song called Jump in the Line.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a spirit.
Right.
And so last week I said, well, do people want to see me dancing? So I said, well, that would be a great song to do it to. So I just uploaded that where I'm dancing, jump in the line.
Oh, there you go.
And I let my spirit does all the work. I'm just going with it.
All right. So it's your YouTube channel is called Stephen Cake, right?
Yeah, and I'll link it after the video.
All right, so maybe you guys, if you guys want to check it out, I did check out your Ferris Bueller, and I've checked out your playing guitar. Those are there.
Yeah, I do some. The problem is, it's not ideas; it's motivation and the ability that limits me.
So you've got to be motivated to make a video. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not very motivated. Like, what started me making videos was I was catching spirit orbs.
Oh, there was
and I was like, somebody might want to see this.
Yeah, I've seen that. Is that the one where it's like thousands of them are just floating around the room?
Yeah, well, that's not what started me. I started just getting, like, the first video I got like 4 or 5. But then if you upload it to YouTube, it lowers the quality so they're harder to see. But the one, even on the lowest resolution, you can still see all the orbs.
I think that was yours. And I think Stephen has one where it's in a room and you just see like hundreds of them, like, or thousands of them. They just keep blowing and blowing by and swarming, and they go different directions.
I wish I would have kept recording.
Did you see those? Did you see all those, or you just had your camera on?
I didn't.
And you didn't know.
I had my laptop camera on, and I was just using it to get some feedback for my juggling, because then I watch it and then I go, okay, I can improve on that or that. And I didn't expect, and I watched it and I was surprised, and I kind of kicked myself because I was like, I wish I would have turned the camera back on and see if I could get some more. But I got 9 minutes of me.
Did you see the video I did with Peter Maxwell Slattery, who set up an infrared camera in his house, and you see an alien poke its head around the corner? Look, you see the eye blink and then disappear around the corner.
Was that
And
a
that
while ago? Because
I was
might have
probably
seen it.
a couple months ago, and that was a spooky one. What made it fascinating is watching whatever it was blink its eyes.
Yeah, sometimes something pops around the corner on my screen too. It's like,
Like that. That's what
well,
she
I thought it'd
mean.
be funny if I just let my friend control my hand, and I thought this would be funny. I'm not a puppet. Who are you talking about? I'm not a puppet. I'm not a JeffMara podcast.
There you go.
I'm not being controlled. I have free will. I do what I want.
For those of you that are new, Stephen always has a being with him that's in the other, she's passed on, but she's with him. Her name's Monique, and we talk about her quite often.
Yeah, if music is playing, she makes me dance, and I just thought she likes to move my hand. So I thought it'd be funny if I just wore a glove and just said it's a puppet.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you get an alien puppet, hand puppet. Maybe
she's not an alien. She's
no, but maybe you.
Like
I was gonna say that could be a whole. You could do all the voices with the puppet.
Yes. Well, there's a new dinosaur movie. I love dinosaurs.
Or you could have one. How about this?
Yes.
You could have one puppet in your hand you can control, and Monique controls the other hand.
She doesn't like follow orders. It's just like moving back and forth like this, and just like she doesn't.
That would be cool if she would interact with the other one.
It would just be like doing this. They'd just do this over and over again.
Okay.
It wouldn't be. But I do the. Hey, no, I'm not a puppet. I have my own free will. I can do what I just leave the room right now if I want to. Okay, I'm coming back. All right.
What is the most embarrassing thing that Monique has done to you before?
Well, I think it's like more like I have to let it happen. So, but it's like I was getting a cognitive test, and then she's just moving my head back and forth like this. I'm like, do they care that my head's just like I'm taking a cognitive test? They make you remember things and count backwards. Man, camera, person. I remember exactly. Got a 100%. Joe Biden can't pass a cognitive test. I passed it with flying colors. Man, camera, pirate.
I can imagine an examiner doing this test, and you're just moving and Monique's moving your head back and forth.
Yeah, everything's fine over here. You got any mental problems? No, not at all. Just fine. It's just I like to move my head. It's fun.
Are you working on any
I'll
new?
say a couple of things about
About what?
Oh, I was just gonna say everything revolves around what we think the purpose of life is. Okay. So if anyone's critical, just ask them what they think the purpose of life is. Because if they can't answer that question, then they're just gonna be critical of you.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. That's a great point. If someone's being critical of you, just ask them, what's the purpose of life? Probably would, throw them for a loop.
Because everything revolves around that question.
Yeah.
Is it to improve, as a person? Is it to do good?
Yeah.
Is it to have good internet? My fellow Canadians, I want to thank you all for the freedom honking.
Mm-hmm. Are you working on any new voices?
And we'll all have a case of Molson and play a game of hockey after this.
All right,
I think I lost you on that one.
Well, it reminded me of Hoser. If that's who the guys you were doing, that was like Bob and Doug. What is it? Bob and Doug McKenzie, the McKenzie brothers. Do you remember that, or am I too old for that? I'm probably too old for that. You probably don't know that act. The two Canadian guys.
I remember the 60s, it was a drug-hazed few, but, I remember a little bit of puppet show here and there.
Have you seen yourself on the Beatles documentary on Disney?
I tried watching it, but John was so vulgar. He told the worst joke I've ever heard about going blind from, doing the deed, So I couldn't watch it anymore after that.
Wow, I need to watch that then. All right, brother.
All right, man. Thanks for having me on.
I got to do what I got to
do, man.
I got to do what I got to do. Thanks for sharing with us, and I hope to see you next Saturday.
Thanks for all the positive energy and all the prayers. I appreciate it. So
cool. All right, Steven, you take care, brother. He's gone. So we have 25 minutes left, and if you're thinking about joining, now is your time. Again, all you need is Zoom. If you look at the bottom of the description underneath the video, it does say my Zoom ID and Zoom passcode. So that's all you need to get in. And I can tell you what I was talking about earlier. And what I was talking about earlier was that so the guest I was with last night, we talked about how, well, first I was saying about how a handful of my guests or more, when they went to the Akashic Records, they described the place as being like in Roman ruins or Greek ruins. And she claims to have been on a UFO many, many times. And there's a place on the UFO that looks like Greek and Roman ruins. And I don't remember if that was also an information part of the ship or what. But I asked her if that could possibly be the Akashic Records as you go to this ship. Because also she was talking about, there was this mothership she was on. And she said when people die, they go to this mothership. So that's another opinion. People say they go to the astral world or they go to this Greek Roman place that's the Akashic Records. She believes maybe that this place is on the mothership. So, be sure to watch and check that out tomorrow when I post that and see what you think about that. So there you go. Let's see. By the way, while we're waiting to see if anybody else is coming on, do I have anything to see who is up for next week? I know I've got 3 NDEs, if not 4 NDEs scheduled. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 NDEs in a row. I'm not sure tomorrow. I haven't prepped for my guest for tomorrow, but maybe even my tomorrow's guest is also an NDE. Excuse me. And the way I do my NDEs, the way the show runs right now is I record them and then the next day I air them usually. Like I recorded one yesterday and I know if I wasn't doing this live broadcast, I would be showing it today. But that one shows tomorrow. But Sunday's recording will air on Monday and Mondays will air on Tuesday and so on and so on. Sometimes I've been very busy or we just had a lot. Like I somehow double booked somebody, and sometimes I've recorded one in the morning and one in the evening. So at that point I have, it's like 2 days out. It was a whole bunch had stacked up. And one time I think we had it as many as like 3 or 4. It was like, it took a little while for them to actually get posted. So that's where we're at on the podcast. While we're waiting, if you have any more questions, I can answer questions. Hopefully someone else will want to join. We have 20 minutes left. And there is a woman, I hope she gets back to me. She said she wanted to come on the show, and I think this would be a really interesting one. She writes songs for a lot of famous people, and she's got into making binaural beat meditation music, and she has videos on how she does it. And I thought it would be really cool to, maybe actually watch her create a binaural beat piece. And I don't know, I think maybe you guys would like it. So, you know, the binaural beats is like if you take a note, let's say like, I don't know, middle A, D, and then they, with the, a lot of these synthesizers, or now they call them software synthesizers, basically they have like all the synthesizers on your computer. And if you know like this A is 440 hertz, well, you can get another note, the same exact note. You like load up another synthesizer, the same sound, everything, and you can turn down the hertz. So imagine taking the next one. This is 440 and this is 435. So they almost sound the same, but they're not completely the same. And you get this wobble effect in your in your ears. And that wobbling, that, you know, because kind of wah, 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 and that kind of creates that binaural beat. And I think it'd be pretty cool to watch her make one and talk to her about it. Maybe we can talk to about all the famous people she writes for and stuff, and that'd be pretty cool. Jan, are you there? Well, I'm asking him to unmute. Jan Micklin.
Yes, sir.
Hello,
How you doing?
Hello, Jan. I don't see you, though. I just see a camera. Do you want to show yourself?
Yeah, I would like to show myself.
There you are. Where are you zooming from, Jan?
I'm actually not far from
Boston?
I turn off that other one. I'm from not far from Ozone Park.
Oh, wow. So you are. What about Howard Beach? My friend grew up in Howard Beach, and he moved to Ozone Park. If you know, he's a Sicilian guy.
It's it's a big Italian neighborhood over there.
Yeah, that's where he's from.
That's where John Gotti used to live.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
When I was there that one time, he was giving me the tour of his neighborhood areas, and he drove me by John Gotti's club.
Oh, yeah?
If that makes any sense to you. I don't know, but he grew up in those Italian neighborhoods.
I don't know. I didn't like him too much, to tell you the truth.
I don't have an opinion, but that was part of my sightseeing of Queens.
Well, there's not much to see here, actually. I live by the beach.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about you. What do you want to share with us?
I could say that I am what I wanted to say when I was listening to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
My life is very spiritual, but at the same time, I almost never experience any kind of experiences.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Can you understand that?
Yeah.
It's very very spiritual. Well, actually, one time I did see. Okay, I had a vision, and it was in 1999, New Year's Eve, 1999, and I was in a bar with my friend, and I just started bawling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I started bawling. I said, I thought my life was going in the wrong direction. And I guess I had a few drinks, so they told me to leave, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was bawling in that bar. So the next day, I guess I still had a little hangover, you know? And what happened was I was on my bed, and these three beings appeared to me, out of nowhere. I mean, I wasn't expecting it, you know. They were standing in a circle, and they appeared to me, and they looked like they had robes on, but well, I don't want to say too much. I don't know. Something is telling me not to say too much.
Okay.
But they were like close to me in my field of vision. They were close to me, and they were like smaller because they weren't life size, you know. Then the next thing I know, I'm looking. I, mind you, I had my eyes closed, and I could see through my eyelids.
Okay.
And the next thing I know was there's this girl. This girl was peering at me at the foot of my bed. And the bed I had was actually, we just moved into that apartment, and the bed was flat on the ground. It was just a mattress, you know. I was sleeping on the mattress. So she was like peering at me, like, I don't know, I have no idea who she was. I think she's my sister or something, but from a spiritual life or something, I don't know. But she was peering at me, and then she came over. Then I went in and out of consciousness. I didn't. I just went out of consciousness for some reason. And next thing I know, she's on my right side, and what she does is she starts flailing around her arms in front of my face. And I mean, ever since then, for like maybe 12 years after that, I thought about it like every day, like, who could that be? Why did she do that?
Mm-hmm.
Who was she? And stuff like that. But
so you're thinking it's your sister, or do you think it's your spirit guide?
I don't think it's my spirit guide. I think it's some kind of a sister, you know. She had very you want me to describe her?
Well, maybe she's a member of your soul family.
Exactly. That's quite possible. She had a white robe, a white dress on, not a robe, but a dress on with a black belt, and her hair was dark, like not black but dark, and her hair was like really weird because it looked like a fiery formation, you know, it looked like fire, you know, it looked like it was made of fire, and she was, well, if I can say so myself, she was very pretty, you know. She was very pretty, and what I noticed most about her was her hair, the way it's just like I haven't seen anyone on earth with that type of a hair. But she was life size, though, you know. She was life size. But anyway, that's just one spiritual experience I had.
Well, you said in the beginning you haven't seen anything, but to me you've seen two.
Not much. But I'll tell you something. When I tried to join Navy boot camp, you know, you say there's giants don't exist. There was a 40-foot tall giant in the mess hall in the Navy, and I don't know what to make of it. You know, I'm still grappling with that information.
It was a 40-foot giant what? Stone? You said?
40-foot giant recruit.
Wow.
Do you think that's kind of weird?
Yeah.
That's weird, right? That's another thing that it wasn't a spirit. I know I wasn't seeing things because other people were looking up at him also.
Nobody talked about it?
Nobody talked about it, no. And actually they sent me home with I didn't finish the boot camp because they said I had psychological problems. But I actually, when I spoke to the psychologist, I didn't mention what the hell was a 40-foot tall giant doing it in the mess hall, you know?
Right. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't be the first time, I would think, or maybe it had mind control over everybody.
You know, they say that giants used to exist and they lived in the past thousands of years ago. I mean, I saw him and he was I saw him, you know, I saw him. But anyway, let me think of another. Can I think of another experience I had?
I need to run, Jan. I've got 2 people left and I'm almost finished. But thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. I appreciate you.
It was nice to talk to you.
Likewise. You take care, brother.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. All right. Let's get Rhonda in. Rhonda, and we have Tina. Ask to start video. It's taking her a minute to get started. So yeah, I hope you guys will check out tomorrow's podcast and see what you think about what we were talking about, the Akashic Records being on a ship. And we talked about other stuff as well. And you guys are talking in the chat about giants, and that is a pretty common thing. I think I've seen skeletons or something before of giants like 40 feet tall. Rhonda is having trouble. She's gone. All right, let's have Tina come in. Now, Tina has been a guest as well. And I think she was here last week. I think I've seen skeletons or something before of giants like 40 feet tall. Hi, Tina.
Hi.
Do you remember what podcast you were on? I was trying to remember.
Which podcast?
Weren't you on for a full hour before?
Yeah, I was on your show.
Right. It was probably about a few months ago.
Yeah, and I was on NDE TV too.
Oh, wow. Okay, great. It's interesting. It's different tonight. You got this blue and pink light going on.
Can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, what's going on with you? What you got going on this week?
I've got lots of stuff going on. So that girl that you had on, that was on earlier, and she said she had that prophetic dream, and that there's gonna start to be signs in the sky and stuff like that. Yeah. So the other day, I'm just walking my dog, minding my own business, and I see Big Bird.
You mean like the Sesame Street Big Bird?
No, it was like a huge bird that, gosh, maybe the size of a car.
Wow.
And but it didn't have a body. It was like vaporous, like almost like it was made out of smoke or something. I don't know how to describe it, but it flew. I kept thinking, no, maybe that's just a cloud. But the way it moved, it was a living entity. And I followed it for a long time because it just was going slow. It wasn't like flying fast across the sky.
So it was translucent, like a ghost?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wonder if it was something out of phase, like from another dimension, kind of popping in and out.
Yeah.
It
was pretty cool.
Did it spook you?
No, I was curious about it, So I was like, I wonder who you are. But it didn't answer,
I wonder if since you're NDE, you're able to, you've kind of made a crack in the veil and you can see things from other dimensions.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, for sure. So,
like if any of us that hadn't had an NDE were with you, maybe we wouldn't have even seen it.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I have this weird ability, and so does my son. When we see something supernatural, if we tell other people to look at it, they will see it too.
Interesting.
One time I was out in Cedar City, way out in the desert with some neighbors, and I said, stop the car, look up at the sky. And we saw this face that filled the whole sky, and it was so friendly, and it was smiling at us and looking at us. It almost looked like Santa Claus. Just the chubby cheeks. And I said, do you guys think that's God? And they're like, I don't know.
Wow.
It was really cool.
We need to get you to have your cell phone ready at all times so you can video it and show us. That would be really cool.
Yeah, if it would, I should have. I'm always in awe when these things happen. It doesn't occur to me to record it, but I know I should.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Did you see the one yesterday that the woman who happened to catch all this footage of UFOs and orbs and stuff?
No, I was in the middle of watching it today, but it's been a busy day.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, maybe you can be like her because she happens to catch all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. That would be awesome. I need to I always have my cell phone with me, but I don't look up in the sky enough. I need to start looking at the sky because I think there may be stuff there we just never look up.
That's true. And so one of the things I do, like when I'm feeling stress, which I've been feeling a lot of lately, is I put my head back and take a deep breath. And then I always look, and that's just something I do like daily.
One other thing I want to do is, and one of my guests does it, is you get these night vision goggles and then you hook it up to an iPad so you don't have to look through the goggles, and you just put them like on a camera tripod and you just kind of search the sky. You're like UFO fishing and see if you can see stuff.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. I wonder if we could, there's a ghost that lives in my apartment, and she pretty much stays in the dining room, but she goes from my apartment to the next door neighbor's apartment. We've talked about it.
Oh, your neighbor sees it too?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Scares the crap out of my grandchildren. They're like, they won't sleep in their room.
Wow.
So.
Oh man.
That'd be cool to get on video.
Yeah, that would be too. I mean, you see the whole ghost?
No, I've just seen, like, I'll see her, and then as soon as I see her, she just kind of evaporates.
She evaporates.
So I'll see her, and then I'll look really hard to see if I can see any more details, and then she just evaporates.
And she's gone. Darn.
Who knows? But maybe I can get her on video.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, that I think we're at the point in where people need to see to believe, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And even seeing and believing is still not enough. It seems like now, even I could see something, and you kind of, probably everybody questions everything now, because now you think, well, that could just be CGI, or that could be faked on video. So it's almost like you don't know what to believe anymore.
It helps. I had a witness to one of my experiences once. And like I was really, really sick, and I didn't know it, but I had what do they call that? Sarin gas poisoning. I had chemical burns in my lungs.
Sarin gas from where?
Well, I went to visit my sister, and this is what the doctor at the ER figured out. She's got a cat. She keeps the kitty litter right there next to the washing machine, and there's ammonia in cat urine, and her husband washes every day with heavy bleach in the laundry in the washing machine. And I was standing in the kitchen just catching up with my sister, and I felt something burn my face. It burnt my eyes, and then all of a sudden I was just, so I was overcome with it and didn't know what it was. And like the next morning when I woke up, I couldn't move. I was in agony. And, but I was like, kind of like stuck there for 3 weeks, and couldn't leave. So like every day I went outside and sat outside, and all of a sudden all these birds start coming, and they started like telepathically telling me to stay outside and that their singing would heal me. And they started doing these hilarious little skits, and then the neighborhood cats came and got involved in it. I'm like, man, I must be hallucinating.
Wow,
it was cool. So then I talked my nephew into taking me home, which was 3 hours away, and he said that's fine, but he had already planned a camping trip with his girlfriend and his friends. So I said, okay, I'll go with you guys, and then after we go camping, you can take me home. And so we're there, and we're in camp, and this big huge red elk came into the camp, and his friend little Al ran for the car, saying he's going to get his pistol and shoot this red elk. And I freaked out and pulled my mace out and chased him and screamed, "Don't you dare shoot my friend." And it freaked him out. So he left. and it was just me and Christy, who's now my nephew's wife. So we're standing there, you know, just hanging around in camp. And I'm like, I actually took off my shoes and I was standing in this meadow, and I was noticing that these two trees had grown together, and then they parted in the middle and then came up at the top. Like it looked like an eye. And I thought, wow, this is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm looking through it, there's that red elk. She came back, and telepathically, she told me, if you can hear me, I want you to climb through that eye and I'll let you come into my world.
Wow.
And I was like, no way. Okay. So I did it. And Christy's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know, you know. And as soon as I got to the other side, this red elk came right up to us, and elk have killed people before that. And this animal's huge. And Christy, you know, Christy's like, oh my God, is it going to hurt us? And I said, no, she's our friend. Like, she's my friend. And when I said that, she touched her nose to, I had a little 3-pound mini pincher dog there. She touched her nose to his, and they started playing tag on the meadow. It was the most hilarious thing. It's like when she chased him, she nipped at his heels. And then when they got to the end of the meadow and he chased her, he was like nipping at her hoofs.
Oh, wow.
And like, I'm like, I wish I had the thought to turn on my camera, but at least I had a witness. You know, I had a witness.
Yeah, there's another perfect camera moment.
It was, oh man, but I'll treasure that memory for the rest of my life. I had a really special dog. He lived to be 17 years old.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah, we had a lot of adventures together.
All right, Tina, I need to run to the next person.
I know
I'm already in overtime. But thanks for coming in this weekend and sharing with us again. I hope I see you again soon.
Oh, you will. Take care, Jeff.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, let's see if we can get Rhonda back in. Rhonda was there, and then she disappeared. And see what's going on with her, if she can get in or not this time. Ooh, I bumped my mic. Hopefully she'll make it. We, the U.S. are... Okay, sarin... There was something there. Sarin gas was used in chemical weapons for warfare. That's what I kind of thought about. But it does not cause burns. It causes neurological symptoms that lead to muscle paralysis and eventually respiratory arrest and death. Maybe she was having breathing problems. But that's interesting to think about that the bleach mixture with all the other stuff. I think Rhonda's going to make it. Rhonda's here. Can you hear me, Rhonda?
Yes, I can.
All right. What is that, a Mardi Gras mask?
I thought this was what I was talking about last week, and I didn't grab it. Anyways, for the people who want to be shy, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's some people that might want to get online and you know what? You can, let me get closer.
I think that's a great idea. Where can somebody get a mask like that?
Well, I just happened to find it in a shop years ago. I can't even remember where I got it at. But anyways, just a suggestion for the people who are shy. And something that I would like to mention is that the other day the neighbors were over and they said that my painting that I have is it's a portal or something. There's people have different interpretations of the painting. So I was wondering if I could grab it. And
let's see it again.
Okay.
There's Johnny. Johnny Depp is there.
Ooh.
Ooh, that is an awesome painting. Now,
there you go.
Where did you paint this, or did you buy this somewhere?
You know, actually, let me move it aside so I can, here, I'll just sit there. Years ago, I was living in a house, and I got to take this off. And the people were, they left me the painting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting. Some people say it looks like different things.
Wow, it's really cool. You're lucky to get that painting.
Yeah, it's I'm kind of curious if anybody, well, right now I can't read the comments and whatever,
Yeah.
because I think I finally got I managed to get the Zoom turned down before.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, because once I get on the Zoom link with you, I can't see I can't get to the thing to turn it down. So I managed to do it before time.
Well, someone commented that it looks like a portal to them. And another person commented that you could do cosplay every Saturday. So if you guys, we did on Halloween, the Halloween show where we wore costumes. But if you guys, if it helps you, if you want, you can come and cosplay. You can, wear costumes. I think that would be fun too. So anything goes. If you want to wear like a costume or a mask, I think it's a great idea. As long as we can hear you. Yours is perfect because your mouth is exposed. But if you wear a mask where we can't hear you, then it won't work.
Or I noticed the one time I tried to get back away from the computer a little bit, and it was too far back where the sound wasn't getting to the computer good or what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyways.
So anything new with you? You were here last Saturday. Did you have any new experience over the week?
No. The only thing I think that's unusual is the weather here in Montana has been unseasonably warm. It's been like in the 40s this week, and that's not normal for February.
Yeah, you would think up there it would be 40 below.
Yeah, it's more likely to be 40 below than the 40s that it was this week. Yeah.
That's weird. Where I live in San Antonio, which is about 2 hours, Texas comes to a point, and I'm in the middle where 2 hours is the Gulf of Mexico and 2 hours is Mexico. So over the last 10 years, it seems to be getting colder here in the winter, although we don't get the wetness to create snow. But I mean, it's getting, I don't know what the records are, but to me, it seems like we get all these days in the 20s here, which is not, I grew up here and I don't recall growing up here being in the 20s very often at all.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like what did it usually get to?
Just above freezing. It would always go down to about 34, 33. It was like we never got cold enough to get snow, but now we're way cold enough to get snow, but we don't have the moisture to mix with it to create the snow.
Yeah, I think I'm glad we are actually on to this right now, because a couple of times you asked me about, or you mentioned while we were talking about the changing of the poles or something like that, or the movement of the shifting.
Well, I normally rarely talk about myself, but I had a dream one time. It was like one of these dreams where you feel like it was real as real. And I was sitting in a cafe with a friend of mine and some unknown person that I've never met before. And he told me that the reason we have global warming is because the angle that the Earth travels around the sun has changed by a couple degrees. And I just thought it was kind of like a dream that just, I dream every night. Most of the time I don't really, I could remember them if I kind of forced myself to, but they're not eventful enough for me to even go through the trouble of trying to remember. But that was so lifelike that it just, for a few days or a week, it stuck with me where I kept remembering. Over time it's faded, but it made me even look up. Like I went to, I think, search on the internet, and there is a name for the Earth travels around the sun, not actually in a circle, but an oval. And there's a name for that oval that it travels. So
there's only a couple of references that I heard about where they, and I think it's one from the movie of Genghis Khan, and I don't know how accurate it is, that the Earth would, if they didn't follow the customs, the Earth would actually flip over. So I don't know. And I don't know if there's ever a possibility that there was ever a time in history where the earth flipped or moved or something, and it didn't, like, everything didn't fling off. It just kind of, in some of these stories that people tell, even of the people, the one divine story in the Bible about those children, or not in the Bible, but those children, that the earth spun around 3 times or something. And so I don't know. I don't know if there could have been some kind of shiftage in the historical past.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, well, Rhonda,
I have a long story, so I'll wait for the next one.
Okay, we'll see you next week.
Okay, have a good night.
And if you want, wear your mask.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. You have a great week.
Good night,
Take
guys.
care.
You too.
Bye-bye. Thanks for that, Mystery Productions. Thank you for letting me know what that is called. And thank you all again. Let me close this. Thank you all again for hanging out with me on Saturday night. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I wish you all an amazing, happy Valentine's Day. So have a great week, and I hope to see you guys all next Saturday. Well, Sunday.